Question number 1, who is I?
Everything that I do is based off of what I was taught about us as a whole. So like when we hear black people say brother and sister, we're brothers and sisters because we really come from the same source. But when you hear people that are able to get clairvoyance and tuning into people's thoughts, people are only able to do that because we're connected. So I'm you, you're we are us. That's why when you look in the Quran and the Bible, you hear the term us and we. Let us make man. We raise mountains on the earth and let it convulse and carry you away with it. The us and the we are there because we're all connected at the source. That common denominator that makes us the same is what makes us the same.
Thank you. Question number 2, what do you value the most?
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the first law of the universe is motion. Time is a measure of motion. If you don't have motion, you don't have time. If you and I decided to have a race and we had the sister clocking us, she can't press the clock until we move. There is no time without motion. So if the first law of the universe is motion, then I value time.
And lays exhausted on the field of battle. Victorious.
Thank you, well said. Question number 3, what do you value the least?
The first thought that would come to mind would say what people think, but that's not true for anybody. We all care what people think. It's just that we all handle what people think different. We would all love for everybody to love us. But some of us realize everybody's not gonna love us, so we just continue to live our lives. Some people realize everybody doesn't love them and they go out of their way to try to make everybody love them. The ones that say they don't care, it's not that they don't care, they don't let it stop them. That's not my answer though. I would like to say that's my answer, but that's not what I care about the least. What I care about the least is what our enemies have passed on to us as education. Because that's a whole trick bag. You're letting people that have never had our best interest present to us who our heroes are. They present to us what the history is.
The Egyptians are not African. I'm sorry.
Do you know where Egypt is?
They present to us who we are in the scope of things. That means the least to me of everything because that has been the most detrimental to me of everything.
Question number 4, what culture do you come from?
Information.
Culture is what you get when you take a people with a specific knowledge during a specific time at a specific place. You put those things together, those people will develop a culture. That's why it's never a good idea to adopt the culture of somebody else. No matter how great it was, no matter how much you admire them, no matter how much you look up to them, no matter how much you want to be them, it is never a good idea to take the culture of another people, even if they're your own people. But if they lived in another place during another time, it's like taking somebody else's medicine. They would tell you, don't take nobody else's medication.
Yeah.
That's like that. Like, for instance, I'm a Muslim. I don't dress like a Muslim in Saudi Arabia. I don't dress like a Muslim in Indonesia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, or even Africa. Because that's their culture, and their culture reflects how they express their Islam. So you see a lot of our brothers here. They born right in Harlem, born in Brooklyn. They have the long beards, they have the jalabiyas on, because they've been led to believe that in order to be Muslim, they need to look like people from the East. But the people from the East look and dress and do what they do because they're from the East. the way we're dressed right now. We come up in the culture here. The problem is that the culture that we have developed in North America is based off slave culture. Because what they did is not only did they take our culture, they took everything. They took our names, they took our religion, they took all of that. They separated us from the culture that we had. So everything that we had to develop in North America was from nothing. All we had was the oppression. And our culture came from that. The idea and the concept of being cool, they used to call it the being hip.
Fonz.
Right, that comes from us because being under the oppression of other people, we had to figure out a way to communicate. We had to figure out a way to do things. So we developed the first slang. So our slang, they lynch a brother because we looked up to him. He was stronger, he was bolder, he was braver. So they get us all together, they lynch him, they castrate him, they set him on fire. Why? Because they said he was a bad nigga. And we say, yeah, Joe was a bad nigga. But we don't mean what they mean. We mean bad, like that was a bad motherfucker. He ain't been. They had to kill Joe. Bad nigga. So our meanings became a different meaning, but they had the overseers. Right? The overseers was around us so much that at a certain point, he would pick up on slang. He would pick up on our culture that we were developing here. And when he would go back around to other white people, he would tell them, you know, when they say bad, they mean something else. When they wear their hat backwards, they're doing this. They trying to fool us. They trying to make us think that we looking this way. They really looking at it in the field. So that's why they wear their hat backwards. So that made him cool. Because he's putting them on to what we do. So you fast forward, that's what made Elvis cool. That's what makes Eminem cool. And guess what? One of the first rock stars, when I say rock stars, meaning superstars in this country, was Mark Twain. Mark Twain wrote the book Huckleberry Finn. He was one of their first superstars. Why? Because when he wrote his books, he put black slang in the book. That made him cool. But they never, wow, that's what they do. That's how they talk. So it made him cool that he knew how to write how black people do, how black people talk. Other stars were the minstrel performers. What are the minstrel performers? We were so low in society that if they wanted to make a play and it called for black characters, they're not gonna rehearse with no black man or black woman or even a black child. They're not gonna be on stage with a black man, a black woman, or a black child, but it calls for a black character. So what they did, they got a white person to put on the black face and to pretend to be the black character.
I went down to the river. I didn't mean to stay, but there I saw so many gals I couldn't get away. Give me back my clothes, please.
They became the first stars.
And so it was that a young song and dance man, who was later belovedly known as Daddy Rice, was the first to bring blackface characterization to the American stage.
But they knew how to talk like us. They knew how to act like us.
Mammy, my little mammy.
So minstrels became like the biggest thing in the country. If you ever go back to the first Mickey Mouse cartoon, it was a minstrel. He was black with a white face, you know. So you asked, what is my culture?
Yeah.
As a Muslim, I would say my culture is Islam. However, when I say my culture is Islam, I mean freedom, justice, equality, and mathematics. I don't mean beard, jalabia, eating with 3 fingers of my right hand and trying to be an Arab, or even trying to be an African Muslim. I mean reflecting the principles that govern the universe, a scientist.
Question number 5. How well do you know yourself?
Not well enough. That's my number 1 study, is to know myself. And by knowing myself, I don't just mean reading history books. History, because Honorable Elijah Muhammad said of all of our studies, history is the most attractive and best qualified to reward the researcher. But then at a certain point, you got to turn inward, like the telephone. We use the phone every day. But go somewhere and learn what makes that phone tick, what makes it operate. You have a different relationship with your phone. You'll be able to do more with your phone. You'll be able to even fix your phone if you know how the phone works, how it's put together. Same thing with us. We learn the workings of our nervous system. Martial arts. Martial arts is just an aspect of knowing yourself. Because in order to perform martial arts, you got to know the human body. What it do, what it don't do. What it can do, what it won't do. So then there's other things. Meditation, mental exploration. All of that is knowing yourself. It's like we were talking about, we all want to live. The nature of death is to attack us where we're weak. A man with strong lungs doesn't have to worry about getting lung disease. He may get a heart attack though, if you don't got a strong heart. Death is not gonna worry about your lungs if your lungs is strong. Why try to knock you out that way when you got bad kidneys? So we'll get you that way. So in life, it's the same thing. You can know martial arts, but you don't know economics. We'll get you through poverty. You can know economics, but you cannot have a strong education rooted in self. We're gonna get you through your ignorance. So knowing knowledge of self is to be 360 degrees. Every aspect of life, we should acquire a basic understanding of it, because the parts of life that we don't understand is where we're gonna fail at life, and that's gonna invite that.
Question number 6. How was the universe created?
Like the lesson said, the original man is the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the queen of the planet Earth, the god of the universe. What does that mean? See, if you are the original man, that means there's nothing that comes before you. You are the originator. So the origin of the universe is you had nothing. But what is nothing? Nothing just means that you had what I've heard Minister Farrakhan say was matter, but the matter was scattered.
We had no light, just total darkness, but matter was in the darkness.
But inside the matter, you have atoms. And when you look at the movement of an atom, protons, neutrons, electrons, that is a sign of intelligence, because it's orderly.
Even though matter was in the darkness, it is considered nothing because it was without aim and purpose. And anything that is but is without aim and purpose is considered nothing.
And when we said the first law of the universe is motion, the second law is order. So even though the universe was out of order, the atom was in order. And the order of the atoms is intelligence.
The first atom of life sparked in the darkness.
That intelligence was able to grow and build and build, and that first thought created the movie. When you have the periodic table, you see matter being composed in a certain formula that produce carbon and nitrogen and iron, sulfur. But if you look at it, who combined them, 2 molecules of this, 1 molecule of that, to make these different elements? Everything that you see is the result of calculations. Big Bang is like things that happen. Black man theory is no, it's mathematics. Everything that you see is a result of calculations. So we were able to start with that intelligence in that first atom that moved, start pulling the other matter and arranging them where you can get a Mercury and a Venus and a Uranus and an Earth.
Final question, question number 7. What is the universe?
Almost every question that you ask really has the same answer. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that the universe is 76 quintillion miles in diameter. The sun's light doesn't hit the entire universe. So you have stars positioned in places that the sun's light doesn't reach. When white people say galaxies, that's because they don't have a scope of the whole 76 quintillion miles. So they'll find a little bit of it, we found another galaxy. No, it's just one universe. When they say we found another galaxy, no, it's still just one universe. You just finding bits and pieces of it as you learn more.
This is how science operates. Most ideas in science are wrong because we're constantly learning new things.
Bonus questions. Do you believe that humans came from monkeys?
No. There's a saying, a lie repeated on a large scale carries a force of truth. Meaning, you can take something that's a lie, you put enough time, energy, effort, and money behind it, eventually people will respond to that lie like it's the truth. You cannot believe in the theory of evolution and not be a white supremacist, because the white supremacists are the ones that started the theory of evolution. One thing about white people, once they realize that something cannot be stopped and cannot be killed, start trying to control it. So you can't hide the fact that the black man is the original man. So since they can't hide that, what they do is they say, okay, well, we all come from monkeys. And we evolved. So if we all come from monkeys and the black man is the original man, that means that the black man is the closest to the monkey. So with the monkey, then with the black man, then we continue to evolve. Listen to the word. To evolve means to get better. The theory of evolution is talking about the stages man went through until we got to the best man. And so if the white man is the last man to be birthed on the planet, the theory of evolution makes him supreme over all of the men. He's the fully evolved man. So when you say you believe in men coming from monkeys, you can't divorce it from that. You're saying white people are better than you because they are more evolved. They made being the first man a negative because the first man is like an ape. Now, that theory of evolution is new on the planet. We've been here millions, billions, trillions of years. How come it takes for these new people to come on the planet, and all of a sudden they come up with this new theory that you don't find no place else?
Winners.